Hey guys, how are we doing? Okay, 1 second. Making sure the live stream looks good. Okay, stream looks good. Let me just listen to it. That doesn't sound good. Let's see here. See if this fixes things. Okay, stream looks good. Let me just listen to it. That doesn't sound good. Let's see here. This fixes things. Okay, stream looks good. Let me just listen to it. That doesn't sound good. Let's see here. This fixes things. I guess no audio comes through for the Conflict of Nations. Or at least I can't get the audio to come through for this. It's weird how it works. Um, Output. Post speakers. But then you guys probably, yeah, you can't hear that. Doesn't work. But then you guys probably, this might work. What's up, Ice Majin? Okay, the sound actually works. I guess it's just the default setting. Might work. What's up, Ice Majin? Okay, the sound actually works. I guess it's just the default setting. Might work. Sorry, guys, bear with me. I think you guys could hear the game audio well enough, but it's like weird how my audio I see that what's popping up is like the audio for it's so hard to describe my audio for my audio, but then the game audio is there too. Sorry, guys, bear with me. I think you guys could hear the game audio well enough, but it's like weird how my audio I see that what's popping up is like the audio for it's so hard to describe my audio for my audio, but then the game audio is there too. Sorry, guys, bear with me. I guess we'll just turn the audio off. It's fine. Um, I don't think it's that big of a deal. Maybe if we do more Conflict of Nations live streams, which I'm thinking about doing, we'll have like music in the background, which would be nice. Speaker audio recorder. It just doesn't come through that thing. Sucks. Yeah, it just sounds like it's that big. If we do more live stream, thinking about doing, I'd like music in the background. Speaker audio recorder. Wait. Wait. Oh, no, we're good. We're good. Alright, I'm just gonna turn that off for now. Just turn it off. Alright, let's go ahead and get in one of these games now. How you doing, though, Ice Majin, if you're still with us? How you doing, man? Um, let's go into our Blood and Oil game first, I guess. I want to clean my glasses, get some more water. All right, 1 second, guys. I'm getting water, and then I'll be back. But guys, I'm back. Now we can get it popping. So why don't we? We'll get it popping. Get it started. Okay. So yeah, gotta do everything for this game. Let's see what happened recently in this game. That's good. Ooh, okay. Good to know. I want this here still. Some waiting on Jerusalem. One of these is new, right? Yeah, it's this one. There we go. That one is aggressive now. I know there's a unit like still chilling over here somewhere. Probably should get rid of him. Am I able to attack him? Looks like I can bomb that guy, so let's, I guess, just do that. Over here, we're dealing with this, of course. This guy is a goner. Rendezvous with our friend over there. This we're gonna get. How did our guys fare over here? Okay, they're both very weak.
Maybe I just send them. Okay, there's no guy actually staying there, which I don't like. So, we'll just have this guy stay there. Then this guy will go here to connect with this unit. I don't think you can come. Yeah, I don't think you can come through this way because uh, it's not. There's no connections. I'm showing connections, right? Oh, there actually is. Look at this. He can come from here to here. I think. But it won't matter. We have guys protecting there now, so probably don't have to worry about that. This is bombing this guy. We know. That's fine. This guy's going there. Okay. Oh, I didn't mean to change what he was doing. I forgot what he was doing now. This guy's what's he doing? He's waiting for 2 hours and then he's going to where? Here? Oh, he's going here. Yeah, he is going there. Okay. All right, that's fine. And then this guy was going. Well, now he's just going here. This guy's going. That's fine. Yeah, that's okay. So this guy will go here. That's what we'll route him to do. That guy could still do that. Where am I saying this? That's just that guy. Okay. Sometimes I feel like this is weird how they show it on here. Okay, now we got their destroyer. Go ahead and bomb that guy. Nice. Now we're attacking that. Nice. This will eventually get captured. Um, Somalia decided to go crazy and kind of recapture some of his cities. So you have to probably help Oman here. But we could do that. We shouldn't be any problem. We took Sudan out very quickly, so we'll just head into Somalia and do our things there. But I was surprised that China attacked us. I was one of our people said it was let's see. Yeah, I asked him how can we tell, and he said I guess because he left his coalition. Oh, okay, okay. Like, well, he may be solo, but who knows? It seemed like the way he attacked, he was playing definitely active, but I guess he, to be fair, wouldn't attack me if he was active, just because he probably knew I had destroyers, and this is literally his only city, like right here, compared to you know all of his actual stuff up here. Very weird. I don't know why China would have this spot. Very interesting. How we doing though, guys? If you're just joining in now, like some conflict, of course. Um, so yeah, this will bomb him. I don't think can he even really detect us and shoot us back, or maybe he just I don't know. It doesn't look like he's shooting us back. So oh no, he's it says it's attacking the third destroyer, and this says it's yeah attacking the 16th Corvette. 58 minutes, nice. So we'll take that Corvette out pretty soon. Yeah, we're not getting really too much damage from it, but this is gonna get destroyed. Should be good. Then we'll take that city over. We'll deal with Somalia. Hopefully strengthen our borders to the north. We are thinking about doing a assault into Italy here, along with Romania, or not Romania, along with Serbia. So that's what we're gonna do. It looks like, and I want Oman to help me with Somalia here. Obviously, we'll finish up this area, and then we're also probably gonna attack Yemen, and Yemen has kind of this whole area. So we'll take that over, and if things go well, we'll have this basically whole complete area taken over, and then we'll also have this taken over. So we'll have a big, uh, kind of big, huge chunk of land of all this. Hopefully, even Turkey too. So it'll be really good to see what happens with this match right here. I'm interested in this match and seeing how it'll go out. I personally really like this game. I always try to be in 3 games at a time, just because when you're on mobile and when you just like load into the game, when you click on conflict on mobile, you'll see 3 games there. And if you have more games that you're in at the time, you have to go to your games tab and flip through all these things and then go into the other games. So it's just more tedious. That's why I like to have 3 games at a time that I'm running so I can kind of focus better. And so I could, not have to do that and just click on whatever games I'm on. Just do the 3 games and see what's going on and, do all the stuff accordingly in terms of strategy. So yeah, we're here. We're having some fun on conflict. We got a bunch of these coastline defenses, which I do like. I'm pretty sure they're all on whatchamacallit. Okay, this took damage. I forgot where this was looking at. Oh, I guess it over here. Alfashneer. Alfashneer. Um, and Adamazin. We're looking for our strike squadron. Yeah, here we go. At Garcilla. Okay, so they detected something there and they shot it. So maybe he's moving guys out of there. Interesting. This guy is still going there. I don't really know if I want him to do that. This guy's going here. We need this guy to stay here. We need this guy to go here. And then we'll make our move on Alpha Ashnir pretty soon here. Oh, don't want him to do that. Like this sometimes this can get really sticky. Like it's just like I move guys I don't even want to. I feel like I've always had that problem. Um Move that away. Yeah, we're looking pretty good in this one. How in terms of material are we doing? Interesting. I would say for right now, let's make another fighter. Make an Aardvark strike fighter. And then we'll come over here. I think we're researching the yeah, we're researching that right now. So once that's fully researched, we'll start queuing them up. So we'll have cruisers coming out on this port. Would be nice. All right, for this game, oh, see what I'm doing right now. Oh, wait, that actually got rid of it. Look at this. Right click. Now I know. Now I know. So if I'm just randomly like, oh, I want to go this way, but I then hold a unit, like say like if I do it right now, well, like I'm not even trying to do it now. Okay, there I did it. I was trying to move, but obviously I clicked on a unit, so just press right click and it gets rid of it. Okay, so let's diplomacy is another new message. I don't think so. I don't think so. Research is fine. We're looking good. We are looking pretty good in this one. Can't lie. I hope we win this one. It'll be tough. There's a lot of strong guys. We're gonna have to deal with probably Poland and Romania and that stuff. Obviously, Italy would probably be the first guy we take down with that. But it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting what happens there. Pacific Theater. I feel like I'm so parched right now. I don't even know why. Can't go wrong with cold water though. That's for sure. Okay, how are we doing on this one? We have provinces here that we're never taking over. Interesting. How are we looking? Almost there with this game. This will be a nice win. We had good teammates here. Interesting enough, Taiwan. I'm surprised they survived this long, but I guess because he was part of our coalition, which was definitely the strongest. Oh, look at this. Sumatra's landing in South Korea. Interesting. I'm still thinking about trying to take out Kanto in this game just because. Oh, look, he's still active. Wait, no, does that mean that's just damaged, or does that mean he's mobilizing that? I don't know, but if that guy's still active, I might want to take him over. Only 5 players left in this game. Okay, well that's a good sign. So I'm not really sure who else is playing. I know it's us three. Probably Siberia's still playing, and Kanto if anyone. So maybe I'll take the rest of them out. Maybe I'll invade Kanto. But right now, I got some guys up here. Um, Sumatra's doing a lot of the heavy lifting, but Taiwan's doing some heavy lifting too, just kind of always in this major area. But Sumatra's done a lot. They've taken basically all over this and this now, and some of this. But I've taken a decent amount of stuff over. I have like areas scattered, kind of over here, over here, of course, and that's kind of I had areas over. Now I'm going like up here for some areas, but we're about to see how we do. Try to take out the rest of Siberia, who's basically like the only real threat here. And same with Kanto, maybe we'll take them out. We'll see how it goes. But I'm really liking this game here. I got an aircraft carrier, which is really cool. What's up, Ryder Alexander? You just said, let's see what you said. I just switched from Call of War to Conflict of Nations, and I feel a lot slower and behind. Is that normal? And any tips for new people? I don't know what to research early on. Okay, so you seem like a very um early player, a very beginner player. So I'll just try to give you the best advice I can for you. I've never played Call of War, but I heard it is like somewhat like Conflict of Nations, similar type of game here. But what I'm gonna try to give you the best early game advice, especially for a new player. So let's go ahead and look at research. So research is one of the biggest things in the game. Obviously, you're gonna need to research things to basically use them. So and the basically the three main things that are gonna cost you when you research stuff is supplies, components, and rare materials. Especially rare materials, depending on what you're researching, is they're basically always will need rare materials. That's like one of the lowest. Like you always will have the lowest amounts of rare materials compared to usually every other thing that you might have in a game. So yeah, that's one of the major things you should just know before you get into research. Is that's what it usually costs. So mobile or economy building and strategizing your economy is very important too. Like I always recommend if you have Security Council, which if you're trying to take this game seriously and if you have a love for real-time strategy games and war games like this, I would 100% get Security Council, as it really does gives you a huge benefit and you're just gonna have more fun with the game and all that good stuff. But I'm seeing as you're a new player, you probably don't know if you want to make that decision yet because you probably haven't experienced enough. But let's go to research here and I'll kind of describe to you kind of the best things to go about. So one main thing that every game that you have to research is a type of infantry. So sometimes you're able to start in some game modes or some countries and doctrines with National Guard already researched. That's actually really good if you happen to have that, because say if you're in an early game conflict or you just want a lot of infantry and you want to take over land quickly or just want to defend your cities and just any kind of early game strategy, National Guard are huge because very, very low to research and all the materials here. And on top of that, it takes like 7 hours, I think, to like get them out. So it only takes 7 hours until they're out once you're mobilizing them in your city. They're not really good attacking or anything like that, but they're an infantry unit, so of course they can capture cities. I think the only thing in the game that could capture actual land and cities, which is the most important thing to do in the game, is infantry. So you have to have a form of infantry. I usually recommend the motorized infantry, and the reason for that is because the material cost all over is pretty decent. Like, the cost for the mechanized infantry is a lot more money, and it's pretty much mostly more components, and that could be very, very draining on your economy. But motorized infantry is just basically all around very, very reliable and very solid. So usually for most games, I like to do motorized infantry, go down the line with that, eventually get advanced infantry and then modern infantry, which actually modern infantry is very good by themselves just because they actually have their own like kind of form of artillery, which can use you could use to hit targets that are kind of close to you, a little bit more farther away, so you don't have to actually engage them and lose the unit itself. So motorized infantry I mostly go for, and they're very good. Mechanized is also good. I've seen people use like naval and special forces. I think special forces is somewhat viable. I've used mercenaries myself. Mercenaries can be good depending on your situation. But yeah, I pretty much always recommend motorized infantry. I would say personally, it's the best for most situations you're getting into whatever game modes you guys would like to play. Next, then I would definitely recommend you get a armored um, unit. I mean, this is, in my opinion, not as important as people might think, but I've actually been onto the combat recon vehicle more recently because I feel like that actually is something I've been kind of underestimating, and the reason for that is because there's no attack and defense buffs in any of the type of terrain, province, city it's in, which is actually good because a lot of times if you're going against a stack of, let's just say you come against a stack of tank destroyers and you're like, oh shit, I only have combat recon vehicles and he's got tank destroyers and a strong infantry. Well, you actually might survive if the tank destroyer and other infantry you're going against happen to have negative buffs in the province that you're fighting in. And so the reason why I like the combat recon vehicles, not only does it show any units that are around you the exact composition of what that ground unit might look like when it's near you. It's basically like a mobile radar. Not only is it that, it's a unit that actually attacks. Of course, it doesn't capture because only the infantry captured, but it attacks well and it attacks with really decent overall damage and defense because it's not like it's getting any buffs and it's not like it's losing any buffs. So I think it's just overall really good. On top of that, it also has the recon feature itself, the sighting of other units as basically like a little radar. So that's very important. So I've been on the combat recon vehicle, but if you don't want to use that, then I'd probably recommend the armored fighting vehicle. It has good buffs for most of the terrain it's in. If you want to check that out, um, it has good buffs, especially in the desert. And it also has a defense buff in the forest. The only thing it really is bad at is the jungle, and that's pretty much it. So as long as you don't really get in the jungle, you're pretty much chilling with this. So I recommend that one. Also, it does more damage to infantry, which I like. It does decent damage to tanks, but obviously more to infantry, and I kind of like that just because as long as you get the infantry out, technically that unit there that you take out is not able to take out any more provinces and actually capture them. So if you eliminate their infantry unit, of course, they're not able to capture anything. Um, what'd you say, Roddy? Let's see. I'm on day 3 as Cuba. I have strike fighters, normal for the motorized infantry, Corvette, um, and CRV. What is that? I'm researching mobile radar. Okay, so it seems to me you have strike fighters. Well, you're only day 3, so it's not like you could have all these things that quickly. As long as you're not golding and all that stuff. I mean, it's maybe it's possible. I'm not sure. Do you have Security Council rider, or are you free to play at the moment? Because it seems like you might not be, but I'm not too sure here. Because on day 3 to have all those things is pretty nicely, it's pretty crazy. Because I think you need level 2 air bases for the strike fighters to actually make them, and then for the corvettes you have to obviously have naval base level 2. But besides that, yeah, you could probably maybe do this in 3 to 4 or 5 days. Have at least that type of good overall composition. Strike fighter is always really good. I always recommend you guys have a air force in pretty much every game mode. And that'll kind of be a trend that you kind of want to research things all over. Have a good overall composition. And you said you had motorized infantry, which is great. We just talked about that. The corvettes, that's very good early game as well. Actually, if you're really concerned early game about your coasts and all these things, I would actually do Shoreline, the new coastal batteries, as they're really, really good. No, I'm not golding. I went heavy research. I haven't made them yet. Okay, so that's what I figured then. You probably just research everything first, and now you're probably trying to, make the things necessary in your homeland cities to build the units. So yeah, it sounds good, man. It sounds like a pretty good early game strategy. Can't really hate on it. The mobile radar I have used before. I would say it's pretty damn good. If you're thinking about getting a tank unit, or if you're thinking about having a support unit or anything like that, that's not the radar. You could always do the recon vehicle. But since if you already researched radar, I'd probably go for a stronger tank, maybe even tank destroyer. I know that you have the radar because that'll be nice, attached to a tank destroyer unit that gets the defense buff in the city, and then you have the radar on top of him in the same unit. You can see everything that's around you. I like that kind of composition. Um, if I were you, would definitely recommend getting an army base level 3 and 4, obviously, so you can get the multiple rocket launcher and the mobile SAM. This is pretty much something I run in like basically like every one of my games now. Um, like I said, an infantry unit, some type of armor, but this isn't less important to me. I think you can get like a tank unit like day 10 and be fine. Because if you have a support unit like the multiple rocket launcher and mobile SAM by that time, already researched and pumping out, you're just going to be better because, especially if you have security council, you could set these on aggressive. Any unit that pops into the sight range, they'll be hit by the multiple rocket launcher. And then if they, of course, if they have any air units that are decent, and obviously most people, if not like pretty much no one runs the helicopters. So the mobile SAM launcher is very, very viable in the meta, obviously now. To take out other strike fighters, air superiority fighters, stuff like that. So just having this and that basically makes your thing an anti-air, also shoots you from afar. And then if you were to get attacked, you remember have that good infantry, probably a decently strong infantry at that point, and then probably a tank unit at that point as well. So overall, the composition of that ground force with just a tank, an infantry, and those two support things alone is very, very strong. That's what I've been recently running a lot. Um, and then, of course, I have my strike fighters. In this particular game, I have Harriers because I have aircraft carriers, and the Harriers are the ones that are able to land on the aircraft carriers. But yeah, in terms of like a general Air Force, though, I kind of always recommend strike fighters and air superiority fighters. I think it's like pretty hard to beat, so that's what I kind of like to recommend. Um, in terms of Navy, I think the patrol boats is a pretty interesting, good addition to the game. If you're really worried about a naval conflict like very early on into the game, like day 5 or less, I would try to heavily get into patrol boats, have them producing from all your cities and set them on aggressive. So you can pump them out because it's very, very low material cost to pump these guys out. You can kind of overwhelm your enemy if they only have corvettes at that point. Because if it's day 5 or less at that point, they'll probably only have max like 3 corvettes. So you could probably overwhelm them with like 5 to 10 patrol boats at that point if you guys were having a war of attrition. So I think the patrol boat is pretty good. It's only viable though, like very early game. If you feel like you're not really worried, then I would just try to get destroyer naval base level 3 as fast as you can. And then if you're king of the seas at that point, or maybe if you're rivaling the seas, maybe go for you're rivaled, maybe go for the cruiser. Cruiser, of course, is just going to be basically a destroyer, but less anti-submarine and just more of a fucking beast on the sea. And of course, it could launch missiles, which I kind of like to coincide researching the cruiser at the time, maybe like day 20-ish or less or more. Honestly, it depends, but on your game. But at that point, you research the cruiser, and then you could research missiles, research this bad boy right here, and then all you got to research is this one and then this one. And then you'll have the ability to, if you've of course made the warheads with the secret weapons lab, you'll be able to use the missiles from your cruiser, straight from your straight from the sea. So yeah, that's one thing I like. So that's kind of what I've been leaning on, for most of my games here. It's kind of been just motorized infantry most of the time. I'm actually running a game where I'm doing mechanized, and that's pretty fun. We'll see how that goes. So motorized infantry, combat recon or armored fighting vehicle. Then I do multiple rocket launcher, mobile SAM launcher. Then I get my strike fighters, air superiority fighters if I feel like I need to go against someone else's air force. But strike fighters by themselves are good too. Patrol boats if necessary. If not, go destroyers and then cruisers. And I mean, these are also viable as well. You know, you cannot hate on these at all. I would always try, especially if you know you're up against good players. The infantry officer, even really early game, is very good. You have like 5+ infantry, or like you just have a bunch of infantry and you're doing land battles, or just you want a strong unit that can lead the rest of them and kind of play like a bigger, like your big chess piece on the board for an infantry. Make this infantry officer. It's look how cheap this is to research. It's insane. And it is a lot to make though, but he makes all the infantries that he stacked with stronger. Look at the buffs he has. It's only buffs in any of the provinces he's in. Yeah, it takes a lot to make him, but he'll just make everyone he's with so much stronger. And by himself he is very strong. With the stats right here, you guys will see. And this is what he actually does. He gives you 15% more attack damage and defense and speed for any of the infantry you're with, and also he has a 15% increase to the speed of any tanks he's with, which is nice because, you know, of course you probably have tanks with the infantry unit with the infantry officer, so those tanks will be moving just as fast as the now infantry can. Um, Thanks, man. Just taught me a lot. I've been watching your videos recently. Oh, thanks, man. I really, really appreciate hearing that. Yeah, I've been trying to get back into Conflict of Nations. I originally had like or actually, I'll put it this way. Originally, my channel, the way I wanted to get out there and like make all my videos is I wanted to make Conflict of Nations. I saw it as like a niche. I saw like the only other guy who was making videos on it who was actually popping was Meliodas Gaming. I don't know if you know who that is. And I was like, I feel like I can get my own little, you know, thing going on here. And of course, I really enjoy the game, and I want to provide people with some stuff they could watch and all that stuff. So that's why I kind of started my channel. And then I stopped Conflict of Nations like almost a year, and then I recently got back into it like a month or less ago. And yeah, it's been very, very fun so far. I've been enjoying it. You know, I've been enjoying the Security Council. There's no doubt that it's kind of a pay to win game, but it's not crazy, crazy pay to win as you might think. Um, if you're familiar with like Clash Royale, like I would say it's pretty much like just as pay to win as that. You know, because if you're playing Clash Royale and you're a good player at that, if an Evo, you know, if you get if you got a going against a guy who has Evo cards, like it's pretty hard to win against them. So I mean, you know, a lot of games are all pay to win, but this one in particular, I think, is way more. You know, it's pay to win, of course. I think if you really like the game, you should at least get Security Council because then you'll just have way more fun with the game. And another thing I like about the Security Council is you could pay the amount of time, like a fixed amount of time that you want to play for. So I think it's like, I mean, we could you could look at the prices yourself, but it's like say it's like $30, and then you get to play for 6 months. You'll have Security Council, and it's a one-time payment, so it's not like you're a subscription-based thing, which would suck. You just pay, all right, I'll pay you $30 right now. I get Security Council on my account for 6 months. So that's one thing I like about it. You kind of just feel out how long you might want to play the game, and then go from there. But yeah, I've been enjoying the game, playing it again. Um, I make a bunch of other content on my channel. I'm trying to make I gotta make another Skyrim video. It's been a minute since I made a Skyrim video. I usually make a mod load order for Skyrim, if you know what I'm talking about, Rider. But, but yeah, Conflict of Nations. Yeah, it's a very, very fun game. Actually, I just bought a board game called Axis and Allies. Obviously, it's pretty similar to this type of game. And I wanted to play that with my friends, and I'll probably do that soon. Let's go ahead and check out my other game though. So we checked out Pacific Theater, Blood and Oil. Let's check out Flashpoint now. This is the game I mentioned where I'm running mechanized infantry instead of motorized. And so let's check out here. So this is an interesting one. I'm in a coalition with this guy. This guy is this guy right here, Dodge. And he's a very, very good player. I can't see his KD ratio on here, but on mobile, I know that was pretty good. And obviously, he's ranked 44, so he's a very good player. And originally, it was me, him, and United States. And I'm pretty sure he's inactive now. He getting taken over? Oh, yeah, look, he's getting taken over by Cuba. It was only a matter of time, right? But yeah, he's getting taken over by Cuba. He was originally with us, but I guess he like became inactive or something like that. It wasn't that really strong of a player, but we thought that was going to be the thing. But now Cuba, uh, and Algeria and Iran are all allied. But the thing with Iran and Algeria, especially, is that they're not really that good players. Like Iran is a rank 20, and Algeria is a rank 17. And on my new account, obviously here, I'm like a rank 20 or 19. So I'm like literally their rank, but obviously I have way more experience. I had an account that was like I think level like 40 or 50, and I had a 1.12 KD ratio. And I have a picture of that I could probably show if you guys wanted me to, but that was my old account. But now I'm this new account with Zalk YouTube, so that's where I'm doing all these new games from. But yeah, so it's going to be interesting. They're definitely going to want to try to get a win here. This will actually help you guys see kind of what I'm talking about here. So all this blue is what Algeria owns. So they went into Italy and France and they took stuff over. I was probably going to eventually take over all of France, but now I just see what's going on. Okay, so we got a naval radar contact there. Interesting, interesting, interesting. We're going to have to do some planning for this game because it's not looking great for us. And the guy we actually just recently allied with in this game is Serbia. He's a rank 5, so he's a new player basically. But he doesn't look too lackluster. Like he's got corvette here, patrol boat. He's working up a naval base level 4. He's got a strong unit right here that he might use for whatever, I guess. He's got helicopters, so you can kind of defend actually pretty well with his small area of land that he has here with helicopters. Um, so hopefully he'll help with us when we invade Algeria. I think Algeria is going to be the first country I attack. And of course, if we look on the coalition thing right here, this is our coalition, NATO. I named it, and I am Germany. Our friend, who is our strong ally, is Sweden, and then our other ally we had showed is Serbia. And then we are up against the Eastern League, and I think Iran is the leader of that, and he's with Algeria and Cuba, as we know. So it's gonna be an interesting game. Our friend Sweden here, of course, is actually pretty nice. He's got like a two level 2 destroyers already there. He's got corvettes, so that's good. Because it's pretty much all components to make a destroyer, but it's all supplies to make a corvette. So he's doing good resource management with that too. He's got infantry, about to be advanced infantry with armored fighting vehicles. So he's a good ground comp. This guy's pretty strong from what I see here and from his rank and what I know and all that. He just took over Finland. Looks like he's about to finish off in Finland. So yeah, that's that. But our main goal here is to kind of take out, like what I said with my teammates here, is that I'm probably going to start to invade Algeria because in terms of, if we look here, um, in terms of the top of the leaderboards and all that stuff, where am I at? I'm Germany. I'm third on the leaderboard right now. And Algeria is actually ahead of me by 3 cities. But it wasn't like that for a while. I would say I was always, me and Sweden were mostly on top most of the game. But now it's changed up a little bit. These guys have expanded pretty quickly, especially Iran out of nowhere. They've expanded really quickly. And so my idea for Algeria to really weaken the other coalition to have the main assault start is, since he's mostly been getting less resources than me because he's had less cities for most of the time in the game so far. I have a plan here that I'm going to take out, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you can see these 2 cities up here he just recently took over. I've got a strike fighter watching that. I'm going to take over all these cities, so basically push into all these cities that he's captured closest towards me, and that'll give me an economic advantage, and it'll give me just kind of more room to spread out and grow. It'll be taking away from his cities. We'll kind of have a war. If he has units there, I'll probably take them out just because I'm more ready, more able, just because I could come right here from all my cities, and he has to kind of go over the water, where I'm probably going to dominate the water now, especially with Sweden, and I'm going to have 4 destroyers here. This one's about to be there. And I see that there's a naval radar contact there. So maybe we'll attack that with a patrol boat. Once this one connects with that one, it's a stack of 4 destroyers. I'll send that the stack of 4 destroyers to attack the contact, and that'll definitely wipe him out. He definitely doesn't have destroyers just because um, he's just making this now, and he just finished this like very recently. So if he has destroyers researched already, then maybe he's making one right now. Maybe he has one out, but he definitely has like corvettes or frigates or something. So we'll be able to take him out with our destroyers for now, dominate him. We just have to really hope that Cuba and Iran don't get involved heavily, because that might be really really bad. Um, hey, what's up, Lifeless? How's it going, man? Welcome to the stream. Question: are tank destroyers better than main battle tanks? That's a good question. In my opinion, um, what I think the best overall tank is for most situations is either the combat recon vehicle or the armored fighting vehicle. Probably the combat recon vehicle, just because, yeah, it does the least amount of damage against infantry and tanks compared to the rest of these, but there's no negative or positive buffs in any of the terrain. And as you know, probably for any other of the units, there's a buff in maybe, this terrain, but there's a negative buff in the other terrain, or a nerf, or whatever you want to call it. But for the recon vehicle, don't got to worry about any of that. And on top of that, you could sight enemies, you could reveal stealth and scout enemies. So anything that's pretty close to this unit, you're going to be able to see exactly what the composition of that ground unit looks like. So I'm very much like that. Basically, just has its own radar within itself, so it's very very nice. But besides that, if you're looking for something a little bit more hard hitting, then yeah, if we're talking about just main battle tank and tank destroyer, I've tried main battle tank. I've had success with it before. The one thing I like about it is that it has a lot of HP, so it's got a lot of hit points. It's really good in open ground, as you could tell, but it really really sucks in the mountains. If it's caught in the mountains, it's basically fucked. Urban population, it doesn't do good as well. That could be a lot of places. Suburban, same thing. Jungle, terrible. Desert, it actually is pretty good, but as you can see, the overall buffs here, it's kind of very inconsistent. Like, it's very good in the desert and open grounds, but it's gonna really suck basically anywhere else. So yeah, it's up to you to decide that. But in terms of what it is, just by itself, besides the buffs, I mean, 9 damage and 8 damage for or nine against infantry and 8 against tanks, pretty damn good. And it's got a lot of HP. But now we look in the tank destroyer, a little bit of a different unit. So comes with the lowest in class damage against infantry. It was only 3 at the start of it, at least for this doctrine that I'm in. But obviously, it's going to have the most damage to hard targets, so other tanks and stuff like that. And one thing I've always liked about the tank destroyer is that, yeah, it has some other kind of bad buffs and other things like the tundra, the jungle, but it has a really good buff in suburban and has a really really good buff in urban. And this is really really important. I think we could see it here. I'm pretty sure a suburban and urban. I think it's pretty sure it's urban is the biggest thing to for tanks and stuff like that. At least for in my opinion, because I'm pretty sure this means that it's 50% better for defense in cities. So if it's attacked and it's in a city that you're holding on to, it's going to defend 50% better for all of its stats. So that to me is very, very convincing. And also it attacks better anytime it's attacking a city. So it's very, very good. So basically this is going to delete anything that's coming into its path with, especially if it's defending and it's in a city. So I think this is really a good one for getting cities and capturing and holding on to the cities. At the same time, the main battle tank is it's very dangerous. But if you want some kind of overall really good, I've always recommended the armored fighting vehicle. 7 and 5 has better damage to infantry, which I like, just because you could wipe out the infantry, they can't capture anything. And the buffs right here, it's pretty much only plus in everything. It has a negative 25 in the jungle, but like, come on, everything else is really really good here and on all the buffs. And it really has no negative debuffs too. So, and in terms of the cost of making it, it's decent too. So overall, I mean, it's your always decision to depend on what you want, but Let's see what you said, Lifeless. I'm solo most of the time, so I just want a strong unit that can take out hard targets or 10 stacks. Interesting. Dang, so if I'm being attacked, tank destroyer the way? Yeah, I would say so. We take a look here what a city might look like. This is urban. So yeah, if I'm tapping and I'm looking at these other things, it's open ground. But if I look in this one, this is urban. If we go to what we just looked at, research, and then our tank, destroyer, you see right here, urban 25% attack plus 50% defend. So if you're more of a solo player and you really want to defend your cities that you're capturing on and holding on to for the resources from really well, and you want to defend as best as you can, yeah, I'd probably go tank destroyer. It would probably be your overall best um, option for what you're talking about. But you know, everything is in a different situation. Everything's a different game, so you have to take into account everything. But for that exact proposal that you're saying, I think tank destroyer would probably be the best option for it. Then again, main battle tank is strong, of course. Yeah, armored fighting vehicle I think is very very solid overall, and then combat recon vehicle is always decent. So yeah, you kind of got to make your mind up, but yeah, I would say for you probably tank destroyer is very good, just for that fact alone. Yeah, we're gonna have an invasion, in whatchamacallit on Algeria soon. They have basically occupied all of France and Italy, so that's what we're gonna take out, and we'll see how that goes. Basically, just waiting here for this unit to link up. He's here. He's here. I wish I could see like exactly where he is, but it's fine. But this guy he's getting there in 18 minutes. Okay. Oh, look at this. So he's got Corvettes. I was right, guys. I was right. So we could probably wipe this unit out right here. If he attacked the Corvette, he probably would have. Actually, let's see. One Corvette, 5.5 defense, and a 3 stack of patrol boats, level 1. Let's see how much. 6. Wow, so we'd actually win. So 3 patrol boats would win against 1 Corvette. Interesting, guys. See, I guess I was pretty much right about the overwhelming war of attrition if you have, day 5 or less and you're going for patrol boats. But yeah, we could take this guy out right here, which we probably will because we don't want him getting any closer. So maybe we'll actually start our attack on Algeria right now, just so we see him. We see that guy there, and we just take him out now. Why not, right? And we kind of already have a big winning battle on him already because we have this guy here, and he sees something there, and we could just tell him to hit that. Oh, let's cancel that. So yeah, we might actually start the invasion right now. Um, let's look a little bit more, prepare ourselves a little bit more before we get into something we don't want to. This is have a combat. Oh yeah, I did research the combat recon vehicle for this game. Yeah, and that was mostly because it was pretty expensive to make these mechanized infantry every time, just because they cost a lot of money and components. So this recon vehicle would be nice to just see what we're dealing with here. Um, okay, multiple rocket launcher, mobile SAM. Okay, that's all coming out pretty soon once this army base level 4 is done. This is looking good over here. We got 2 things. That's nice. And what's the fire control on that? Okay. Oh, we got another one coming out. I think that's gonna be the 3rd one there. Um, let's see what else you guys said. Gotcha. Thanks. Do you think tank destroyers are good enough where you can just checkpoint and go to bed and have your army wipe them out without no issues? Like maybe 5 tanks, destroyers, 3 basic units. Well, there's so many different ways to go about it because you don't really. It depends situationally what type of game you're in. If you know or not whether or not what you're going up against. Are you blindly attacking someone? Have you been using UAVs? Do you know what they're running, what things they have researched? You have to take all of those things into account. So just saying, will 5 tank destroyers, 3 basic units, and 2 anti-air work every time? You know, no, it won't. It won't work every time, but it might work most of the time. Because most people probably aren't prepared for something like that. But if you got a guy who's a golder and he's got the elite main battle tanks. Let's look at. Let me speak clearly, clearly here. Let's look at something like this. Um, let's just say the guy's a golder. He's played a ton before. He has the elite main battle tank. He's got an elite railgun. He's got maybe even the elite new armored fighting vehicle, which I really want this thing really badly. I really want this thing. Uh, and it's interesting because I have a new account now, so I don't have any of these things. And I used to have like, what did I used to have? I used to have the elite attack aircraft, I think, which was actually very good. I had the railgun. Yeah, but let's stop reminiscing in here and let's look at the stats. Elite, like he could have this, and then you're kind of fucked. Like 11 damage, 10 damage. Yeah, you can only make 5 of them max, but like they just start off so much stronger than anything else. Um, you know. But let's see what else you said. I know main battle tank people can do that by I know tank destroyer lack on soft targets, so I don't know if the tank destroyer does lack on soft targets. So it's just all up to your decision. I'm looking for a good solid ground force that's not artillery. Hmm. Oh, what else did you say? So main battle tanks do the trick, or it's same for all tanks. I know jets shut them off, but I feel like there's a tank force that can tank MLR hits and push through to MLR and shut it down without support. Interesting. Okay, so you want to basically have like a very meaty, strong ground force. I never thought of something like that, but it's kind of interesting me now. So let's. So what I'm trying to get from what you're saying here is that you really want to have a meaty ground force with like say a lot of HP, so you can kind of bust through any strike fighters that are hitting it or any artillery that's hitting it before you actually get to where you need to go to wipe it out with what's ever there. So then I would go if I were you. I'd probably go mechanized infantry if you have the opportunity. Now this is really draining on your money, especially early on. So what you're gonna need to do is probably capture like a ton of provinces so you can get your money up, not your funny up. And but you can do motorized, it'll be fine, but you'd probably want this just because it's just gonna do more damage, have better buffs overall, and it does more damage against mechanized things, obviously, like armor. Then I would probably go main battle tank. Um, or I mean, you could do the main battle tank and tank destroyer. If I were you, maybe I would think about getting main battle tank, researching that mostly, like actually like researching down the line with that, but then maybe even researching tank destroyer just level 1 just to have that like one tank destroyer mixed with your best main battle tank every time. I think that could be really good because the extra firepower this provides against any other armored unit can just wipe anything out. And you'd really want that in this case. So I'd think about going definitely main battle tank, mechanized infantry, and then maybe tank destroyer as another like substitute just for extra damage. And then obviously, I'd recommend it obviously again, but you probably don't want to hear it. But multiple rocket launcher, SAM launcher. Um, if you want a more meaty ground force, I would definitely think about mobile anti-air, although it's not nearly as good as mobile SAM. I'd probably just use SAM because if you do know they have strike fighters and stuff like that, you're just gonna need SAM. It's just gonna be way better. And chances are they're not running helicopters. But if you know they're running helicopters, definitely use mobile anti-air. But the reason I would say mobile anti-air is just because the SAMs don't do any damage against infantry and tanks, while these guys do. So this would kind of be more to your benefit of having more HP, more meatiness, so this unit can actually attack instead of it being a SAM launcher and it can't attack other ground units. It's kind of just sitting a duck unless it actually, is effective used against a strike fighter that it sees. So that's what I'd kind of go for. That's kind of my answer to your question, Lifeless. That's what I would kind of go for. I'd think about mechanized infantry. Then I would think about main battle tank, maybe just a level 1 tank destroyer. And then I would definitely, of course, go infantry officer and tank commander if you have that too. I would definitely infantry officer. That's very easy to get. And yeah, I would say I'll be pretty damn strong if I say so myself for a ground force. Okay, what else did you say here? Would you make anti-air mobile versus someone making air superiority fighters on day one? No, no, I wouldn't. Great question. No, I wouldn't. I think because even if that guy were to get a decent amount of air superiority fighters out, I think you need airbase level 2, by the way, for that. Um, by the time you're using the mobile anti-air, like I don't think he's even considering using the air superiority fighters on your ground units, so you really don't have to worry about that. And even if they do, it does minimal damage. And in fact, the air superiority fighter will probably suffer more than the infantry it's attacking, especially level 1 air superiority fighters. So what I would do in that situation, if you're going against someone who's got air force, I would just save up till you get naval base level 3 and get the SAMs. Because you basically know that everyone you're going to go against is going to be using strike fighters, air superiority fighters. So SAMs are the way to go. That's to put it plainly. You know, this is very situational mobile anti-air. Hate to say it. I think they should buff this honestly. I think they should make this more damage against infantry and tanks, and I think you'd see a lot more people running this. I think you'd see a lot more people running the mobile anti-air if they buffed it. Um, but yeah, but for me, I think mobile SAM launcher is amazing. Um, let's strategize a little bit more in the game we're in. We have a new guy. I don't think that's a new one. Yeah, we're not making a new one currently. New strike fighter, but I know that one is over there. Is he trying to leave now? Trying to leave now. Ooh, I think it's time to attack him, guys. I think it's time to attack him. Are you guys ready? All right, hold up. Let's see what else we got going on. Nothing else. Might be an early attack, but I think it's pretty inevitable that we're about to attack him. I'm going to send this here. So that will go to Venice. This will go to yeah. This will go. Maybe we'll leave that guy there just for now. No, actually, we'll have him capture that because this guy could probably yeah. It's gonna scan over there once he's captured it. We know there's a guy there. We don't have to really. Oh, we do have this guy. Yeah. Go ahead and do that. Or maybe we'll do boom. We'll say just in case this gets attacked, we'll have another National Guard brewing there. And then once this guy gets here, in 4 hours, he'll get there in 17 minutes. Then that's when we will move this guy. And of course, we will delay him for 4 hours and 17, or I guess we'll do 15 minutes. And so once this guy gets there, then this guy will push out to get there. And by that time, this unit would have attacked the unit that it sees there. So we'll know we'll gain that spot. So I guess we got to worry about Paris the most right now. Interesting. What else did you say? Uh, I subscribed. Hopefully, I see you stream more. You're like my first person I seen streaming this game. Oh, thanks, man. I really appreciate you subscribing. I appreciate you coming out here and watching the stream. That really means a lot, man. So thank you. Um, you're really the first person to see me stream the game. That's interesting. Yeah, I guess not a lot of people stream the game. I know Meliodas has streamed the game before, I think, but just hope everyone's doing well and has doing having a good time. That's all that matters, right, guys? All right. So, so yeah, we plan those attacks out. This guy's almost ready. I'm just gonna wait for him to have the mobile launcher, or maybe you know what? We'll send him out to. Should we send them out? I feel like we should. Um, I think I should make another thing here, honestly. Can I do it? I can. Making a strike fighter, that doesn't never hurts. I think this guy still making, yeah, that's good. Have two ready to go there. Here's our strategy here. I'm liking how this is going. This is kind of what I was planning. That we kind of take the recent cities that he took from us. So we're gonna get 1, 2, 3, 4. This he might push us with, but that'll just probably get deleted. We have strike fighters and all that. And then we're about to eliminate his naval vessel here, which he just so happened to invade in our waters, but now he will so graciously pay for that. So we're gonna take that unit out. That'll start with the war. This he'll probably automatically attack this, I think. Okay. Oh yeah, there it is. Boom. And instantly killed the Corvette. So we just initiated the war right there. And this unit that was right there just instantly got wiped out. So who took the damage for it? No one? Wow. Holy crap. Um, Interesting. So it looks like we didn't even take damage right there. We just completely wiped him out. That's incredible. It said the fourth task force engaged him, but this is still at full health. Wow, we had enough there that it just literally one shot him. That's crazy. But yeah, so we're now already up in material wise against the war against Algeria, which we are at war with him now. Yep. So there it is. So let's see what he's gonna do now. Now that we killed one of his corvettes, and now that we have a strike fighter that's about to take out whatever's in the city that he just recently captured, which we'll have pretty soon. Capture that city. So he's gonna have an infantry loss and a corvette loss, and then he's about to have one. We'll say two, because that'll eventually be taken. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cities. So 5 less cities he'll have. 5 less. He'll have 19 cities, 3 less than me, and he'll have 2 dead in the drink. And that's how we start this war off. So great way to start the war off that way. In the meantime, though, while we're having this war, we probably should have a smaller unit try to take out or take these cities in maybe Poland and Hungary, just so we have more material coming in. Because I don't want Cuba to try to attack us now. It seems Cuba is pretty preoccupied though in the United States, He might be doing that for the reason that he feels like he doesn't want to get involved with what's about to happen here. Maybe he'll join us, maybe he won't. I don't know, but we'll see if anyone comes around the aid of Algeria. I'm just gonna type to my friends, let them know what's going on with what I just did. Okay, so just attacked Algeria because I saw his Corvette and I insta insta killed it, comma. I'm also taking out a infantry of his with my fighter, and I'm taking 4 of his cities over immediately. Good way to start against Algeria and deliver him a nasty blow and catch him off balance. All right. So I just attacked Algeria because I saw his Corvette and I insta killed it. I'm also taking out a infantry of his. I'm gonna say an infantry of his with my fighter, and I'm taking 4 of his cities over immediately. Good way to start against Algeria, I think. Uh, I think, and delivered him. No, we'll say just deliver and deliver him a nasty blow. We must catch. We must catch him off balance. Perfect. What else just happened? Okay, so we engaged that, and how did it go? We engaged it. It's a tank division, so he's got some type of tanks. We probably already anticipated that, though. So we'll be taking that out very shortly. Yeah, we'll just keep hitting that guy till he's dead. How much damage did we take? We're at 24 now, we're at 21.9. Okay, we can keep hitting that. That'll be good for us. Probably doing way more damage to him. Now we have, look at this over here. This is pretty nice, especially for day 13 over here. Got a stack of 3 patrol boats and 4 destroyers now that this guy just linked up with the other 3. Let's see how much the stats of that. So 32 against other ships. Very, very nice. And has 8 damage against any ground targets. So very happy with that. Okay, though, I think that's pretty much everything we could do now in terms of strategy for what's going on. But I like how things are going. Hopefully, Sweden will help us out soon. But I did say like day 16, be ready for battle. But low key, I've already attacked literally as soon as I said him. But it was a good time for me to attack, though, even though it might have been early. Um, we'll go ahead and look at one of the other games maybe now. Look Pacific Theater. It's very eye-catching. This game, how it looks so far. I have this really strong unit down here that I'm thinking about pushing Kanto with for a KD boost if he's still active. It's a very good unit. It's a naval officer, cruiser, and destroyer, and it's loading up another cruiser, I think. Yeah, that's going to connect with that. How much damage does it do by itself? 33, 34.5 against other ships. And decent all over. Nice, nice, nice. I really love political view. If they didn't have political view, that's like that would be a huge detriment to the game, I feel like. Because just seeing things like this just makes things so much easier, like to realize what's going on. You know, puts things into perspective. What other options do they have in here? What does a fog of war look like without? Kind of like the fog of war. I feel like I always kind of liked it. Fog of resources. Why would you have that off? And that, why would you have it on? Where was political view? Where was political view? It is. Toggle units, toggle connections, toggle terrain types. Yeah, all that on. Yeah, this is what I usually like to run. Political view. I mean, sometimes I don't run political view. If I'm running anything else, it's usually just this. The fact that's nice to look at too when you're attacking people. How are we looking at in research in this game? Gonna have that thing soon for the cruise. I probably will launch missiles onto Kanto and all that, because why not, right? Why not? Why not? Looks like they're detecting a unit right there. Maybe that's Kanto's. You know what? Maybe what I'll do now. Let's say still active. And if he says, yeah, we're attacking him. That'll be a nice little KD boost for sure if he wants to fight us out. He might be still active. I remember when I first attacked him, he kind of fucked me up. I know he has good navy, but I don't know about anything else. I don't even. How good of a player is he? Low level. Hope everyone's having a good day, though. I'm having a good day so far. I do want to make an alliance. Oh, we could do that right now. Why don't we make an alliance, guys? Um, or should I save that for a different stream? I don't know. Should I make an alliance now, guys? If enough people type in chat right now that I should make the alliance, I'll make it. I'll wait a minute or two and see if you guys do. But if not, then I won't make it. Okay, it seems like a lot of you guys, or none of you guys are advocating for the alliance, so maybe I'll make it a different time. That'll be fun. That'll be a fun little stream if we do that. I feel like this guy has always been at the top of the leaderboard. Look at this. Almost halfway. It's in 6 days? Oh, we're definitely not getting this shit. Definitely not. So I don't get it. Are these the featured ones because these are just the white ones right now we could work up to get? Or what's going on with this? Will it be the same one next season? Like, I forget how this shit works. Because I want this to stay as the one I want to get eventually. If I could make it that way. You guys know if I could, like, do that? Anyone know if it's like that? I want the elite armored fighting vehicle very badly. Very, very badly. I want it. To get new matches. I'm not gonna get into a new game, but that's something I definitely want to do with you guys as soon as we get out of the games I'm already in. Um, why is it like lagging? New Rising Tides, new Flashpoint, new World War III. Why does this suck? Why does this suck? God, I'm letting nothing's loading. All right, let me reload this. Let me reload it. Look, it's showing all new games now. I will. I don't have to worry about it right now. Because we're not doing a new game anytime soon. Once we're done with these, though, we will. Probably join up a game with you guys, make an alliance, all that good stuff. Check out this game again. Surprised he hasn't tried to recapture that. He will pay for this. I'm going to send this guy over here once he's done, and then he's going to go into here. Or maybe here, actually. Yeah, we'll do there, because that destroyer can hit that. I can feel myself outside deeper, deeper. Oh, we beat something. Oh, the guy there, okay. This is about to take out that. Oh yeah, we're about to shoot him down. 6.2, how much we do here? 7.3. Okay, so next shot should probably take it out. Like an hour, I think. And then we'll capture that. We need to get rid of Somalia. This frigate hopefully is attacking the Somalia unit. Got a new message? Communicating with my guys. I think Yemen is still active. If he's not, it kind of also doesn't look like he's active either because I feel like he pushed this and then he just moved the infantry through here. I feel like that looks like some AI activity. Is he a part of a coalition? He is part of a coalition. Oh, he's probably active then. Maybe he's just not doing much though. I think on this on mobile, I saw his KD ratio was like very very low, so he might not be that good of a player. So, but hopefully once we're done with Somalia, we'll have this whole area conquered right here. Maybe we'll push up even more, and then we'll have Turkey at that point, and then we'll attack Italy and all that stuff. This will be a fun, really fun game. I do like this game mode. I kind of wanna run this game mode again as Egypt again. I like, even though it's like there's no way for sure that I'll know I'll win this game, especially when we have like other coalitions. Like, yeah, I might be on the top of the leaderboard right now, but I don't have the most cities. Poland does by 2. And it's just because I'm controlling like really vital spots in this game mode with the VP. Like I have let's see, I have this. That is 100. That has an oil refinery. I have the Suez Canal, which I built up. I put a pontoon so I can get across it. This is 100 VP points, of course. I got the combat outpost. I have all these coastal batteries. I have those two things, and then I have something else I feel like I want to say. Maybe I'm tripping. I think it's just those two things, and then whatever else I've obviously captured. Um, but the main thing we gotta definitely worry about here is whatchamacallit? The other main coalition, which is these guys. I think it's Europe they call it. Yeah, Europe. And it's Italy, Poland, Romania. And Italy is one of the guys obviously we want to attack. But Poland and Romania are the real main threats, I think. We just trying to want to get rid of Italy first so we could take them out very quickly here. But there's a lot of other coalitions you guys will see in this. But the biggest ones are mine and Europe, which is actually a lot stronger than us in terms of their coalition right now. But actually, we still have, or no, we have a little bit less in terms of actual score, which is interesting. But I feel like my teammates, they just got to lock in. My teammates aren't really that experienced, but I feel like they could hopefully lock in compared to the rest of these guys, like who are actually experienced. Like this guy's rank 131. Holy shit! And I think on his KD ratio was crazy when I looked on mobile. And then Romania is no different. 75, very very good player. But yeah, we could win this. I think it's very possible. We just have to have a successful rest of our assault down here. Somalia and Yemen will go smoothly, hopefully, and then we just have to invade Italy. And we probably do want to invade Italy now that I look at this, especially because I did see that they invaded Algeria, but now it seems that they're really having a big conquest into Algeria. So that'll be even better if we attack them because that'll kind of catch them off balance because they're in the middle of a war effort for a different country. So that's kind of our plan with this game. When we do attack Italy, I fear that Romania is just going to completely, and Poland are going to completely take away Serbia, and that might happen. They might just like be like, all right, we're really way better players. We'll just send in all of our units. But he does like have a couple of really strong few guys here. Like we'll see what happens. I don't know. It depends how everyone plays their things out and all that. Okay, so there's something there that it's attacking every time. It's not even attacking anything in the city, which is interesting. But it does detect stuff in the city, but it's hitting stuff in this province, which is interesting. Alright, I might stop attacking there. And actually, no, I'll attack. Did I attack there more? I don't know, because I'm at half health with my strike fighter. And how much damage does he do now? Yeah, he doesn't do that much. That's kind of what the purpose is. Maybe I'll just hit him one more time. And then by the time these units carry over, we'll send them all out to go over there. But interesting game right here. There's also a big thing right here that Italy owns, which you could probably capture. Also, I've seen that they conquered Belarus, and Belarus is a really, really strong player. Yeah, 53. But I mean, it was going against two other really, really strong players, so it's kind of unwinnable. I did see that Belarus did push into this before, but it's kind of no gain of him now that he just got absolutely destroyed. All of his homeland cities basically got taken over. There's just one remaining, so he lost the game. But Poland is really a problem. Look how big Poland is. If you look at it like up here, like, I'm pretty damn big, but Poland is looking pretty crazy. We just have to lock in with this game, hopefully, and see what happens. You never know what could happen. Like, there's so many ways it can go. Like, maybe Italy will conquer that, but then Serbia gets taken out. and then maybe Oman gets taken out from one of these guys over here, and then maybe I'm left alone. But then it's maybe Poland and Romania left alone. Maybe they want me on their team or not. We'll see what happens, but we will see. Conflict of Nations is a very, very fun situational strategy game. That's why I like it. All right, I don't think there's anything really else we need to show here. I guess I'll just go back to my games. I might end the stream there. I feel like I definitely want to stream more. And I kind of like these hour to two streams. Like I definitely, I'm not gonna lie, don't like probably streaming like 3, 4, 5, 6 hours. I don't know if I even can do that. I think like the longest stream I've had on my channel is like 3 hours and 30 minutes. So I'm not the biggest live streamer, but I do enjoy it. But I just don't like doing it long because I feel like I want to eat. I feel like I want to drink something, and I feel like I don't want to do that in camera and waste a lot of you guys' time. I feel like when I'm streaming, I want to show you guys my games for Conflict of Nations and show you guys what's going on. For like an hour or two, we'll have a good discussion and stuff like that. So I'll probably end the stream here, guys. But I really appreciate you guys coming out and having fun watching the stream. But yeah, guys, I'll see you guys in the next